And now, as you said, it's time, Peni Labropulou, to introduce us the ways we can use European Language Grid platform.
Thank you, Svetla. Thank you, Katrine. Good morning to everyone. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet, but I think it's coming. Okay.
All right. So this is the gateway to the European Language Grid platform. And I will take you through a quick tour over the platform and then say a little bit more about Corpora. So as Katrine has said, this is a platform, a catalog where you can find and share language resources and technologies. Over 11,000 metadata records right now. I won't say anything about the numbers in the interest of time. We have language technologies, both basic processing tools like taggers, tokenizers, parsers, but also full-fledged applications for machine translation, speech synthesis, sentiment analysis, anything you can think of. There are many here. Data resources like Corpora datasets that you can use for language technology applications to train models, for instance, but also to do analysis and research on them. Lexica, terminologies, glossaries, or ontologies, anything, gazetteers, pre-trained models, computational grammars, you can find them. And when we talk about natural language, people mostly think about text. Okay, obviously, textual resources are the ones that are more represented in the catalog, but also audio, speech, and image and video. I'm very happy that the next session will discuss the pilot project for the construction of a multilingual image corpus. And we see that language is not just text, it's not just speech. For many languages, obviously, all the EU official languages, most of the resources are for English, French, Spanish, and German. But Bulgarian is not too bad, 500 resources here, all for Bulgarian. And for other EU European languages and dialects and varieties, this is becoming a very long list, but also for languages all over the world. All this information, and we also have related entities to that. We have, as Katrine said many times, language organizations that are active in the language technology domain, already about 1,800 of them, and projects that have funded language resources. Most of this come from the ELG team, have collected them, but also from organizations that are entering this catalog and describing themselves. Katrine has already said that a lot of these resources, a lot of these metadata records come from the ELG consortium, the European Language Equality crowdsourcing initiative that was launched and has collected many metadata records, over 6,000 that have entered the ELG catalog. But our main effort is also to automatically harvest so that we keep being updated with the new resources that come in various infrastructures and catalogs and repos. So we have launched, we're in agreement with repositories such as ELG Share, which focuses on machine translation resources. Clarin, we already harvest 3 Clarin national consortia, Linda, the Czech one, Polis, and Slovene. 2 MetaShare nodes, more coming up. We're already in discussions with them, but also we're manually identifying resources that are of interest to language technology from catalogs such as QuantumStat and Zenodo, and automatically importing from catalogs like Hugging Face. This is very rapidly increasing as sources. And we keep saying catalog. Is ELG just a catalog? No. Our main effort is to support users that want to upload their data sets, like the multilingual image corpus that will be shown later on, so that users can directly download them through the ELG catalog. We have also a set of very simple technical specifications so that language technology developers can add their tools and services in a form that can be used by ELG consumers afterwards in a uniform way, and also be integrated. It's ready to be deployed in workflows. I will show you how in a moment. So this is a huge catalog with 11,000 resources. How can one search for the resources that they're interested in? Obviously, with the facets that I'm using right now, you can also search by service function, also afterwards how. But you can also use a free text search bar, which uses also advanced queries, advanced text like parts, or you can specify that you want a specific phrase for them. And I will now go and show you what a metadata record looks like. So this is a record for the corpus. We use a rather rich schema for the description, very elaborate, that covers the full life cycle of language resources. And we don't expect, obviously, all providers to fill in everything. Depending on the resource type, which has different metadata elements, but also depending on the source. If we're harvesting something, we try to be a bit more relaxed. But if something is going to be integrated in ELG, we are more strict with the elements that we ask for. And the way we have designed the landing page is so that the most important information can be easily viewed. So the top bar has things like the name, the version. Right now on the catalog, we try to show only the most recent version, but you can have links to the previous versions through the right side bar. Human readable description that will tell your users what the contents of the corpus is, how it was created, if it's a model, whether it's biased, what corpus it was trained on, if it's a tool, what it does, what languages it processes, so that they can easily see if it meets their requirements. A section with keywords and categories that can be used for easily finding your resources. These usually come from a controlled vocabulary, but we also allow providers to input their own free texts, because this is language technology is a really fast developing domain, and you need to accommodate for new concepts, new functions coming in. Some categories are specific to the resource type. So for instance, for corpora, we need to know if it's a raw corpora or if it's annotated. Middle section with all the technical metadata. Obviously, language is the one metadata element that has to be filled in for all resources. We ask whether it's multilingual. If it's multilingual, you can also add whether it's comparable or parallel. Specific to the corpus, text types, genres, etc. If it's annotated, you can also add the annotation types. These are very helpful, especially for automatic finding and using a resource. Links to documents, user manuals, annotation manuals, publications that you want your resource to be cited with, links to creators, ethical and GDPR information, very, very important, whether personal data or sensitive data have been included, or whether they have been anonymized. In a second tab, so that it's easier to find how to access information on the physical form of the resource, how to access it, what the size is, what the format is, very, very important, what the license under which you can download and use it. If it's an open access license and it's uploaded in ELG, you just click on download and you can download it without any further restrictions. If it's a restrictive license, you will be asked to log in. If it's not in ELG, there will be here a link to the URL where you can access it from. Another tab for related resources, if there are any. If it's not, it would be available there. This one is the annotated version of another corpus. So we also have the raw version of it. Similar information. And let me go a little bit to the sidebar. As Katrine said, you can export the metadata currently only in the ELG XML schema, but we will soon have also exports to other popular schemas like DataSite and DGAT. Information about additional information where you can find more information, a landing page for this corpus, if it has one, but also links to the organization that has provided and to the funding projects. And let me go to the organization so that you see what it looks like. As I said before, similar look and feel, but with different information. Description, and on the right-hand side, information about the website, whether it's a research organization, a university, an academic organization, or a company, address where you can also find them. If it's a big organization or university, you have links to the divisions, as in this case. All divisions have their own pages with a similar information, and you can always go back to the parent organization. And again, a tab with all related entities, be it projects that they have coordinated or participated on, or the resources that they have provided. So you can have a quick overview of this organization. It's like advertising your organization, what you do. You can also go to the project. Again, a very similar look and feel, description, different types of keywords, domains, LT area, what you're working on, coordinators and participants, administrative information about the project here, the website, who the funder was, what was the call, and again, a link to all the project outcomes, deliverables. In this case, it has not only given rise to a corpus, but also to a number of services. So let me go, you can navigate through the organization to the resources and from the resources to the projects and organizations. Let me quickly go to the catalog and show you what a service, an ELG integrated service looks like. Let's take a look at the machine translation service for Bulgarian, one that has been integrated in ELG. So as you can see, we have 4 empty services already here that you can try. Let's try one of them. As you can see, there are 2 more tabs for these. Similar information, but here you have different technical metadata. Obviously, you have the function, input, output, language, English to Bulgarian. There are 2 tabs more, as Katrine said before. You can test the service right now with daily quotas, so you need to be logged in. And let's quickly try one. Very quickly one. We have different interfaces for machine translation, text processing, services, speech recognition and speech synthesis, as well as for information extraction, annotation tools. And we create customized APIs for specific service types. So you can test and compare the same text or the same audio with different services and see which one you like better, fits better your requirements. I hope the translation was correct. And there's also a tab which you can use. This can be used by people that are more expert more technical expert to use the service through a command line or through the Python API. I can't say any more for this, but if you're interested in this, you can get in touch with us, and we'll show you both how to use it, but also how to integrate your services in the catalog. And let me now switch to the slides Okay, sorry. I was supposed to finish now, but I will take a little bit of your time to show how we register the tools. Sorry for this. I will try to be very, very quick about it. So you have to become a provider through the same icon that I showed before for logging in. You will then see the My Grid icon, where you will be able to through which you can use the interactive editor to create items or upload XML files. A very quick demo of the editor. First, you have to enter the name of the resource to see if it has already been entered by someone else. That would not be surprising for 11,000 records. If it's not, you can create it. You can upload your dataset right now or in a following step. And this is what the editor looks like. It's organized all the information in horizontal and vertical tabs. The first horizontal tab is that for language resources. It's all the common elements for all resources. As I said before, a minimal set of elements that are read in these slides: name, description, version, but you can also upload a logo, links with the providers and creators and the funding project. The categories that I said before, contact details, a landing page or an email, documentation, links to documents, links to language resources if they exist, technical metadata, I said before, ethical GDPR information, and the subclass. And then you have to add the information, the technical metadata. If it's only text, you only add one part and you have to fill in everything. If it's a multimodal resource like the image corpus, you will first fill in all the information for one of them and then add another corpus part for the second part, or more of them. For all of them, the only mandatory information is that of language, which follows the BCP 47 guidelines. So you can document that it's for English in United States or for Bulgarian, spoken somewhere else besides Bulgaria. Some information is optional, like text type, audio genre, etc., depending on the media type. And as the last tab is for the downloadable form, for the physical form, how it can be downloaded, how it can be accessed, whether it can be downloaded or accessible through interface. Information has to be entered depending on the feature. You can have different sizes and different formats if it's audio or image, so you can add them here. And the license with which you can download this resource. If you decide to upload it, there's another tab, the data. You can link it, you can upload through here. For now, only zip files, classic drag and drop or browse functionalities. And when you have completed, you will see this screen. If you have uploaded only one zip file and it's downloadable, it's linked immediately to the distribution you have added. But because we ask for people to upload corpora that come in different formats, let's say you have a corpus in PDF and XML format, you have to upload 2 different zip files and describe them with the different distributions. You will go back to the distribution tab and associate each file with the distribution, the one where you have said that this is a PDF and the one that you have said these are XML. You're done. You save your record, by the way, at any time during this, when you're using the editor, you can save a draft and come back and continue the documentation afterwards. So when you're done, you save it and you submit it for publication. We check it and we come back to you if there are any issues. If none, we publish it on the catalog. I'll skip this. If you want to share lexica or models or grammars, this is the same type of you use the same editor, but obviously with a bit different information for each resource type. If you want to integrate a tool service, You will find more information on this documentation manual, but you can always come back and ask us. If you, at any step of this process, you think you need help, please contact us. We have a contact form on the site. We also have, through the editor, a feedback form. And as I said before, this is the one step where you will find all the information, be it to consume the resources or to add new resources or organizations. And this is it. Thank you very much. If there are any questions.
Thank you, Peni, for your interesting presentation.